While You Were Sleeping at A Negation TTH Episodes 12 Part 1 Inch. Episode 12. Later that morning, Jae-chan tells Hongju about the dream and asks what story she's working on. She tells him that she's chasing someone who killed alley cats with potassium cyanide, and he sighs in relief. She's more concerned with the state of her career, thinking that she's getting put on animal watch for taking time off, and Jae-chan wonders why she's not more worried when his dream could be the one about her dying on the job. She asks if she's in the mountains in the dream, or if he saw an umbrella flash to her death. Dream shows someone approaching her body under a green umbrella, but he says no. She takes his hand and says that she threw away all her worries the moment he held her hand and led her across the street, because she can't be a reporter if she's afraid. He notes that she's changed, and she quotes him, "because of someone." He assures her that Kang Dae-hee won't go free, and asks Hongju to promise him something. He minutes grouses when her case files spill all over the floor on the way to trial, thinking it a bad luck omen. She blames Jae-chan for it, but she softens when he comes over to sincerely ask that she win the case and put Kang Dae-hee away. He offers his hand to help her up, and she seems a little smitten as she takes his hand. But he also happens to be stepping on her robe, which sends her crashing back down to the floor with a thud. He minutes glares and accuses him of doing it on purpose, and goes right back to hating him. Yubum arrives at the courthouse as well, under a green umbrella. Both Jae-chan and prosecutor Lee sit in to watch the trial, and he minutes presents a log of the things that the defendant searched on his phone, like whether there were eyewitnesses for his accident, or how to avoid an autopsy and speed up a funeral. But Yubum argues that the same searches could simply mean that the defendant wanted to keep his brother's body intact, and was too poor to spend too much expense on the funeral. The car's black box footage doesn't show anything but the night sky, but both brothers' voices can be heard, as the younger brother says he's going to take a nap after working a long day. Yubum argues that he would have gotten rid of the black box if he had something to hide, and says that they were close, caring brothers. In a flashback to their first meeting, Yubum had asked why Dae-hee avoided an autopsy if it was just a traffic accident. Dae-hee, because he didn't die in the traffic accident. Yubum uses this to his advantage in court, as he gets the paramedic to testify that the victim's injuries didn't match the force of the accident if been alive at the time, and that his temperature at the scene was very low, which would indicate that he'd been dead for about an hour. Yubum argues that the brother died before the accident, and that he could have died of a natural heart attack during the car ride. There's enough reasonable doubt in what he's proposing, and he points out that the only way to know for sure would have been an autopsy, which the prosecution didn't procure. Damn. Back in their initial meeting, Dae-hee had confessed the whole truth to Yubum that he poisoned his brother with potassium cyanide, which been using to kill the annoying neighborhood cats because he didn't like their crying. Yubum had asked why he used poison when he could just cause the accident, but Dae-hee said he wanted to be 100% sure and leave nothing to chance. He says there's no way the cops can find out, since he had his brother cremated without an autopsy. Man, it seems worth pausing here to marvel once again at Yubum's lack of scruples. We see how the murder plot played out exactly as Dae-hee had planned, and despite the fact that our prosecutor team knows he's guilty, they can't prove anything without cause of death and have to sit back and watch as the judge declares him innocent.